Welcome to what is sadly the final weekly news Moto. Each week for 173 weeks straight, we have given you a moto ride somewhere in Cambodia, alongside updates about what's happening around the country. That's nearly 3.5 years of weekly news Moto videos. It's been a fun way to keep everyone up to date with events in the kingdom, but it hasn't always been easy for us to maintain putting this video out every week. But don't worry, we're not stopping the news Moto, we're just decreasing the frequency to monthly instead of weekly. So after today, the news Moto will be on the first Wednesday of every month. We hope that by doing this, we can focus more on longer form videos like the ones about our recent trips to Battambang and Sihanoukville. We also have a new cost of living video in the works. We started the news Moto in the dark days of COVID when things were changing really quickly in terms of who was allowed to travel and where they were able to go. There were constant changes to lockdowns, border and entry procedures, vaccine requirements, quarantine rules, and so much more. The news Moto was our way of keeping you up to date with these changes as they occurred. Over time, and as COVID became part of history, the news Moto evolved into a more general weekly news update with a focus on news items that might be of interest to expats, while steering clear of news that's political or violent in nature. Anyway, at 7 a.m. Sunday Cambodian time, we will have a live stream to talk a bit more about this and discuss our plans for the future. It would be great to see you there. We are excited about the future of the channel and hope you are too. Anyway, let's move on from that rather large digression. Today's ride is the second part of Jeremy's ride from the riverside, back through the forest into the outer areas of Siem Reap. You might recognise the beautiful road to Angkor Wat. At Riel, we donate the money we earn from YouTube revenue to charities in Cambodia, and you can see the total on screen now. This is one thing that won't be changing. We are always happy to give back to the Cambodian people. We regularly support Cambodian Children's Trust, Heartprint and Reach. Please do subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. We also now have a Buy Me a Coffee, and you can access that link in the description of this video. We will put aside any money received and use it towards upgrading our equipment and funding more adventures around Cambodia. Okay, now the formalities are finally out of the way, let's get into the news. It is Wednesday the 14th of August, and today we look at a Cambodian wrapping up the Olympics, charges for filming at Angkor Wat, a table of shame masterpiece, and as always, a few good news stories to finish off with. Cambodia's top rapper VannDa took to the global stage at the closing ceremony of the 2024 Paris Summer Olympics to perform a verse from his hit song Time to Rise. VannDa marked a significant milestone in Cambodian music on the world stage in Paris. His performance was watched by millions around the world, igniting a wave of excitement and pride among Cambodians everywhere. Social media platforms were on fire with praise for VannDa, with many expressing their joy at seeing a Cambodian star represented at such a prestigious event. It's a lot of pressure for one person, and I hope he has good people around him who will look out for him. Now we have a quick save the date, or STD, for everyone. You might recall back in July, the Prime Minister resorted to a unique approach to assessing tourism in Siem Reap by going undercover on Pub Street to observe firsthand the challenges facing the sector. The Prime Minister's spontaneous incognito visit aimed to gather accurate tourism information and assess the implementation of local-level initiatives. One of these initiatives, run by the Khmer Artists Association, is the Cambodia Smiling event in Siem Reap. It aims to promote Khmer culture and art along with Angkor Wat Temple, and the event will run from the 12th to the 16th of August. On the 15th, there will be major events including art performances, exhibitions, and Khmer food shows from 9 a.m. in front of the entrance to Angkor Wat. Jeremy is planning to be there, so if you see him, be sure to say hello. He'll be the big guy with the beard. As it is the low season, Siem Reap provincial authorities are looking at ways to boost tourist numbers in the province. Siem Reap authorities stated there are going to be various foods and other local products for display at this event. There'll also be performances by local celebrities. Now an update about filming rules from the Apsara National Authority. They are still very confusing. The Apsara National Authority has confirmed that the cost of video recordings and photographs at the Angkor Archaeological Park and other temple sites remain unchanged, following public debate on social media that suggested high prices may deter tourism. The ANA reiterated that the service fees are consistent with those implemented since 2012, with some fees even being reduced. The authority emphasised that there have been no price increases, and the current rates offer 4 different options for video recording and photo services at Angkor Park, catering to people's needs at a reasonable cost. In a public statement, the ANA urged people to stop spreading misinformation about pricing. This announcement comes after a recent directive from the Prime Minister, which relaxed conditions for private pre-wedding photography and video recordings intended for social media, eliminating the need for prior approval from the ANA. However, those wanting to do commercial shoots are still required to apply and pay fees, even if they are only intending to post on social media. The updated price list states that fees for filming at Angkor Park range from $30 to $4,500. That's a big range, depending on the scale of the production, with approvals processed within 10 days, so you do need to plan ahead. Drone recordings and commercial shoots for music videos, bodybuilding videos, and other large-scale productions require fees between $50 and $5,000 and are processed within 5 days. Despite these reassurances, the president of the Cambodian Tourism Association expressed concerns about the public perception of these costs as prohibitively expensive, potentially impacting the number of tourists visiting the park. She rightly added that video recordings and photos play a crucial role in promoting Cambodia's tourism industry. If you're visiting the park, you can use your phone or camera to take video or photos for free. You might be asked to stop recording if you're using a GoPro or a DJI Pocket, as they class these as commercial equipment, but this is a grey area and is only randomly enforced. The Royal Government has signed a deal with commercial banks to provide loans with more affordable interest to workers. Hopefully this can help people refinance and avoid loan sharks. The Ministry of Labour and Vocational Training signed a Memorandum of Understanding with 8 commercial banks to provide loans to workers with an 8.5% interest rate per year. That's a reduction of over half of what some institutions are currently charging. The exceptional loan package will allow workers to sort out their debts and better manage their income to rebuild their family's economy. Battambang Provincial Court charged and placed a suspect in prison accused of trafficking 1,571.69 grams of ice and illegal use of weapons. It might not be the biggest bust, but it's the way you display it, as you can see here in this beautifully displayed table of shame. The suspect was charged with serious offences including drug possession and trafficking and unauthorised holding a weapon. If found guilty, the suspect could face a lengthy prison sentence of up to 25 years. The suspect was apprehended following a police raid on his rented residence in Battambang City. Police seized a total of 1,974 tablets of ice, weighing 1,571.69 grams, a gun, and other related materials from him. Now we have a few good news stories to finish this final weekly news Moto. World Vision Cambodia has enrolled 14,378 marginalised children in schools across 10 provinces as of June. World Vision Cambodia announced recently that the Cambodia Consortium for Out-of-School Children project has achieved unprecedented enrolment rates of 168% more than its target. The aim is to provide equitable, high-quality and relevant primary education to out-of-school children across Cambodia. Marginalised or disadvantaged out-of-school children are classified into 5 types: children without access to any nearby school, children in crisis, children who have dropped out of school, children who are enrolled but don't attend regularly, and children who have access to school but who are not enrolled. Project teams are collaborating with schools and community members to identify out-of-school children. The teams distributed 1,531 bicycles, 14,320 school backpacks, 38,760 notebooks and study books to 3,607 Grade 1 and 2 students in 10 target provinces. And finally today, the One Book, One Community campaign has announced the launch of a 25-day, 25-province mission under the theme 25 Days, 25 Provinces and Cities to Promote Reading in the Community, running from the 10th of August to the 10th of September. The 25-day mission will be divided into 5 different routes to distribute 25,000 books to communities and include regional reading competitions that will culminate in a national competition in Phnom Penh. It is expected about 2,500 participants, including young writers, entrepreneurs and partners, will travel 3,000 kilometres around the country. And that brings us to the end of this week's news. You're now up to date with all of the most important events in the kingdom. We will see you for the next news on Wednesday, the 4th of September, and don't forget to look out for the live stream on Sunday. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, have a great week, and we'll see you very soon.